All right, and we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar tonight. My name is Mike. I'm going to be one of your presenters. Now, this handsome man sitting beside me is Darren.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to be answering questions in the chat roll. So if this is your first webinar with us, you're going to notice that there's an option there to log into the chat. You have to do that with your Facebook or your Twitter account if you want to participate in that. And we do always encourage everybody to log in because you can ask me anything you want at any time, although I tell everyone don't get too carried away with asking me a whole bunch of questions right off the bat because Mike's going to share his screen here in a moment. There will be a presentation which should answer most of your questions, and if not, we'll have a lot of time at the end for Q&A. This is a global business. We get people coming to our webinar now from all over the world in every different time zone. So one thing we always like to start off with is where you're from. So if you put in there where you're from and maybe your name, if it's different than on Facebook or Twitter, we'll get started.
All right, guys, get settled in. We're going to keep you here for about the next 90 minutes. First of all, congratulations for being here. That is the first step in changing your future. So I'm super excited for those of you that are here for the first time. For those of you that are back for a second, maybe even third or fourth time, welcome back, guys. Either way, I'm super, super pumped for all of you because we have got a ton of value in store for you tonight. For those of you that have always wanted to be your own boss, to get into the online space, to really make a new kind of way for yourself, to work from the comfort of your home and really take back control of your future. If any of this is sounding kind of close to home, guys, you are absolutely in the right place. Tonight, we're going to introduce you to a system that is literally being used by thousands of people all over the world now at this stage to finally become their own boss, to work online from the comfort of their own home or from the beaches of wherever they want to be because they run their own business from their laptop and they run their own lives. So guys, we're going to show you how you can do the same. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and we're going to get right into it. Bear with me. We're going to have a little bit of a delay just as I share my screen, but I promise I'll be right back.
Well, okay, he said he was going to be right back, so I'm going to give him just a second, but I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I am the other presenter. So my name is Leanne, and I am coming to you from Houston, Texas. Like we said, this is a global business, and while we're waiting for him to come back with the slides and the presentation, then I'm going to go ahead and just tell you guys a little bit about my background, because normally I do this a little bit further in the presentation, but I'm going to do it right now so we don't waste anybody's time. I've been running my online business for 3.5 years now. Prior to that, I did not know a thing about the online world. And when I say I was not tech savvy, I was not tech savvy. I come from the corporate world. I come from corporate sales, medical device sales. So all I knew was how to talk to doctors and pharmacists and things such as that. And we weren't even computerized. So I know, and I fired my boss in 6 weeks and 2 days after starting my online business. So I know that if I can do it, you guys can do it. And I'll tell you my biggest motivator. I am a single mom. I do have 2 kids who are now 20 and 17, and they were 16 and 13 when they started, which is quite unbelievable. But my biggest why was because I missed out on their lives. I missed out on their after-school activities. I missed out on being there for homework. I missed out on the formative years of when your kids really need you. And it's hard to do it on your own. It's hard enough to do it as a couple, right? To build that retirement and build that nest egg. And so that was my biggest why. Even though I didn't have a clue, and you guys by the end of this presentation still may be a little bit fuzzy on some of the terms that we use, but I knew enough about where I was in my life, which was I had lost myself. But I knew enough about where I was in my life that I had to make a change. And the only way I could make a change was me. It was up to me. Nobody could do it for me. And that's kind of how I guess, raised my kids. Everything's been up to me. So if you can relate to that, you are in the right place. I want you to know that we are a very transparent group. So a lot of what you're going to hear is about integrity, because let's be honest, there's a lot of stuff out there in the online world, right? There is all kinds of stuff popping up in your news feed and our news feed, and you got to wonder who to trust, right? That was one of my biggest things, who to trust. And the interesting thing is, the only reason I ended up watching a workshop like you guys are is because my 16-year-old son at the time wanted to work online. And he said, Mom, I want to watch this workshop. And I said, only if I watch it with you. I only watched the workshop to make sure it wasn't a scam. And here I am. I'm the one that did it. He wasn't of age. And I fired my boss 6 weeks, 2 days later. Since then, I have purchased a home. I have paid off a home. I've moved twice since then. I've bought a condo, and I've traveled many, many times. And I'm not the only one. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of job quitters. And hopefully if we get the slides up, then you guys are going to get to see that. You're going to see all the faces of the job quitters and all these people that you see. I don't know if you see them next to me or underneath me, but they're here on the panel. And at the end of this presentation, they're going to share their story about their why, their journey. So you get to hear it from people from all ages, all over the world, because here's the deal. Here's the reality with us. We already said we're authentic. We're real. And that's why we keep doing these webinars live twice a week for 3.5 years. Live, because we want people to know who we are. We want people to get a feel for our personalities, and that we're all different, but we're all on the same journey, the same road to success. And that's our goal, right? So that's what we're trying to do here. And you're gonna, I see Mike and Darren are back, so I don't know if we're gonna share slides or if we're just gonna talk, but since we are all on the same journey, it's gonna be amazing. So I want you guys to stay to the end, and because I want you to hear these people's stories. That will possibly bring you to tears. But I see Mike's back. Oh, and the guys are back. So here we go. You guys ready? Ready, Mike?
All right. Can you guys hear me okay on my side?
Yeah, you're a little low, but I can hear you.
Okay. No echo or anything, Leanne?
No echo? Nope.
Yeah, keep your earphones. Quick. Where are they?
Okay. All right. Good. We're going to run through this then. Let me see here. I'm just going to grab a pair of earphones, and that might help us with the echo. So in the meantime, let me do this. So while we're getting settled in here and kind of explaining everything and who we are and what we're all about, I guess what I'll do here is start off with Darren and I and tell you a little bit about us and our business, guys. So Darren and I have been working online for a long time. And what I can tell you about as I fumble around here with these slides is this is pretty indicative of working online. Sometimes technology just doesn't agree with you, and there's not a heck of a lot you can do about it, really, to be honest. But that's okay, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's just about man over machine. And if you can make it work, well, then you're doing okay. So the beauty of today's world is really the fact that, technology is everywhere. And Wi-Fi signals, satellite signals, cell phone signals, all these things, what they really mean is that we can work online. And the beauty of that, of course, now is you can run your business from literally anywhere you want. And that is awesome. I got to tell you guys, I mean, we've ran our business from literally the castles of Europe to the heights of the Inca Trail. And the reason I mention this is because
for no other reason other than the fact that, well, really, if we're doing it, so can you. It's that simple, right? So that's what I want to start with. Now, the reason that we're here tonight and the reason that we do these presentations, I want to make that also really clear, is because we want to help people get into the online space. We're really passionate about helping people become their own bosses and just to be able to actually work from wherever they want, whenever they want. And it is absolutely doable, I got to tell you. So that's what the system for us really helps get people to the stage of. Now, what is this system that I keep talking about? Well, the system is like this, guys. The system is literally plug and play. The beauty of that is really the fact that it means that it can work for anybody. All right. So the key with this system is that I think that really the fact is that it's been built by the experts for everyday people. And what that means is you don't have to be a tech guru. You don't have to be an online expert. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. And that's okay because you've got people who are doing it for you. And that's really the key. Okay? So, Leanne, you've done a great job of introducing yourself already. I'm just trying to get a pair of earbuds to actually work for me here. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. You know what? I did. I introduced myself. I already told them my story, so I'm going to skip that part because you guys already know where I come from, what I did, and all that good stuff. So let's turn the focus to you. Let's talk about specifically what you're going to learn tonight. So you're going to learn how to start, like Mike said, your very own online business, how to grow as fast as possible. The goal is for you to start making money as quickly as possible using our automated systems that you're going to see us, or you're going to hear us break down, and we're going to show you as well. And you get to see and hear how anyone can plug into these same automated systems and make huge commissions and fire their boss too, if that's your goal. Not everybody's goal is to fire their boss, but if it is, you're in the right place. But let's talk about this. Why are people making this move to online? I mean, automation technology are literally taking over the world, and artificial intelligence. And we're seeing this stores closing, and it's unfortunate because what's happening is since automation technology is taking over the world and we're moving so quickly into this technology phase that we're already in, is that on average 10,000 people per month are losing their jobs because they're in brick and mortar and they don't know how to make money online. That's why I always say now is the time to learn how to make money online, period. Now, what's happening is, so as you know, the online market develops, companies are trying to capitalize on this reality, and they're setting up referral programs that actually incentivize companies. But you know, before I get into all that, I want to talk about, you know, the fact that yes, we're in the technology age, but believe it or not, the internet being 50 years old, it's still very young. If you believe that 50 is young. But I'm going to tell you this, the action takers of today will be the millionaires of tomorrow. We already have quite a few millionaires here using our automated systems in our community that are action takers.
We sure do. And you know what the beautiful part of this is that means that we have got people who are firing their bosses, guys. How cool is that? They are the action takers. They're the ones that are getting the rewards from all of this. And what I love about these action takers is the fact that this group of people now really spans the entire globe, folks. I mean, if you can imagine this, hundreds of people stepping up, firing their bosses. That's what I'm talking about. Ah, there we go. I think the headphones finally kicked in. Now, take a look at these pictures here, folks. What do you notice about these people? They have nothing in common, do they? They're all ages, all different demographics, all different colors, families, single people, all over the world, whatever country they live in. They're stepping up and firing their boss. That's what's possible. So, are you looking to fire your boss? Are you sick and tired of making somebody else rich? Are you sick and tired of struggling to pay your bills? Are you sick and tired of coming up short each and every month? That is what we're really asking more than anything. Here is an opportunity, folks, to spend more time with your family, have the money on hand that you've always needed to do the things you've always wanted to do, and more than anything, to protect your future, to not only have a nest egg of savings, but to have a business that's generating ongoing income so that you can cover your costs well into the future, whether you're working or not. How is that possible? Well, it's possible because we use automations. And we're going to talk about this a lot tonight moving forward. But the technology that's available in today's world is what allows us to really make sure that we've got a system working for us 24/7. I mean, machines don't eat, machines don't sleep, and machines certainly don't need breaks. So machines can work for us 24/7 behind the scenes, generating income so we can simply get back to working on life and just enjoying our days. And that's what this is really all about, folks.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now let's get real. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not one of those deals where you're going to push a button and $1 million is going to fly out of the sky next week. You know, I already touched on the fact that we're both seeing so much popping up in our news feeds promising the world. But I will say that our results aren't typical, but we're not typical people. And what I really mean when I say that is every single individual that is an online business owner here with our community is an action taker that stood up, that drew a line in the sand and said, enough is enough. I am done working for somebody else and not getting paid what I'm worth. Somebody that said, I am willing to do whatever it takes to change my life. That's what makes us unique, because we're action takers. And our system that we keep talking about is proven to convert. I mean, 1 million times over. But the really, really, really good news is that you guys, just like myself, are the only variable in this equation. I had to show up to my business to fire my boss in 6 weeks and 2 days.
And you know what is so beautiful about that message, folks, is when you are your only variable, you actually determine what you're going to be paid to. I mean, think about it. If you walk into your boss's office tomorrow and you tell them that you want a raise, they probably aren't going to say yes, especially if you tell them you're, say, thinking maybe of a $10,000 a month raise, right? But here's the deal, gang. We have got people that have given themselves multiple 5-figure a month raises by simply firing their bosses and working online. That's what's possible. I mean, Leanne, you've nailed it. The system is achieving incredible results for a lot of people. I mean, heck, we've got people now making 6 figures a month using this system, folks. How many people could possibly say that? 6 figures a month. There's people who dream of making that in a year. And that's what's achievable when you work in the online space. So if this is something you guys are starting to think is sounding interesting, then let's talk about how we can make this happen for you folks. We're going to start off tonight with the fundamentals, the keys that you really need to have in place for any successful business. Of course, if you're going to make money, you need something to sell. So we got to identify the products you're going to come out into the market with. But also, we need a way to tell people about those products. We need a system to show people the value of what you're offering and why they have to have it. And then, of course, figure out who has the biggest need or the biggest want for it. Really, that's all that sales has ever boiled down to, is helping people with their pain points, is understanding what they want or what they need and simply providing it to them. These people that need it the most, these are the early adopters, as I call them. These are the people you want to work with. Now, in the online space, these 3 pillars, they do look a little bit unique. So what Leanne and I are going to do real quick here now is just kind of walk you through how they look specifically in the online space. So Leanne, let's start them off with the first pillar, please.
Okay, so let's talk about finding a product that people want. Now, as I mentioned earlier, thanks to the internet, we can literally buy anything, anywhere, any time of the day. So as the online market continues to develop, companies are trying to capitalize on this reality. And what they're doing is they're incentivizing online marketers like ourselves to drive traffic to their products. Now, here's a few very well-known companies that have referral affiliate programs: Apple, Walmart, Best Buy, eBay, Amazon. I could go on and on and on. And they're having a great success. However, there's also companies that pretty much act as the middleman These are called affiliate networks. Some of these you may or may not have heard of. You've got ClickSure, Max Bounty, Commission Junction. Again, those are just a few. If you've never heard of them, don't worry about it. It's not going to affect your business. It's no big deal. But I want to teach you one neat thing. Next time you go online to make a purchase, I want you to look up in the URL bar, and at the very end, if you see a series of letters and numbers, that's a code. That typically means there's an online marketer, maybe like myself, on the other end that's getting paid a commission when you make that purchase. And we have this example down here at the bottom. We've got MRD at the very end. Those are Mike's initials. We want those initials to be your initials. That's how it works.
That's right, folks. So basically, in the online space, you can think of it like this. There's two kinds of people. There's the people that are spending money and the people that are making money. Our goal here tonight is to make you into one of those people that are actually making money in the online space. So what we're trying to explain in terms of this first pillar is you really only have two options. If you're going to sell something in the online space, you've got to either go directly to the retailers and look at the affiliate programs they have available, work with them on those, or you can diversify by working with these middlemen, the affiliate networks. Now, one thing you must understand, folks, is if you're going to work with a middleman in any market, obviously it's going to cost you. They're not doing this for free. What they're doing is basically managing the relationships with your retailers for you in exchange for a cut in your commissions. It's going to be basically a trade-off between time and money. You're going to make a little bit less and you're going to have a little bit more time by working with the networks, but you're also going to make more and have a little bit less time if you work directly with retailers. That right there is a decision that only a business owner can make. There is no right or wrong. It's up to you to decide. Either way, though, you're getting into the online world, and that's the key that we want to start you off with. Okay? So, Leanne, let's walk them through the second pillar.
Okay, let's talk about finding a way to tell people about your product. Now, this is one of my favorite things to teach you guys. It really comes down to what we call the sales funnel, which really comes down to attraction marketing. And it can be, let me tell you, a sales funnel that's converting can be the most powerful tool you have in your business. And let me tell you why I think I'm so in love with it. Not just because it's so powerful, but because it's so opposite of what Mike and I used to do in the corporate world, which was cold calling, endless network meetings, or that horrible pressuring family and friends to join your business or buy your products, and having all the chocolates and toys and whatever in the trunk of your car or your garage, and having to have parties and all that. Nothing to do with that. You're literally attracting people to whatever your product, service, or offer is. That's the beauty. But it can't be any sales funnel. It must be a converting sales funnel, which means a making money sales funnel, basically.
That's it exactly, guys. Now, for you who are thinking of getting to the online space, this is a lot of new terminology. I understand it, folks, but let me take a couple minutes here and explain to you what these sales funnels look like and feel like. Basically, the whole idea is to convert leads to buyers. That's the goal here. Now, back in the early days and before the online space was developed, you converted leads to buyers by basically hiring an army of sales agents. The only way that you could convert leads to buyers was by having trained professionals engage your leads for you. And the key here, of course, is that, well, it took a lot of time and a lot of resources. It wasn't cheap. So now we've got technology. The technology can actually replace all of those sales agents and convert leads to buyers for us, because they convert our leads in an automated fashion. And what that really means is your website now is connected to systems that provides your leads with all of the information, all the resources and technology they need to ultimately decide if they're in the right space at the right time and if they like what they see. And if they do, well, great. Then they're coming to you as a buyer. They're coming to you with cash in hand. And that right there, folks, that is the kind of customer you want to deal with. Right, Leanne?
Absolutely. And here's a perfect example. Would you trade a $5 bill for a $100 bill? Well, of course, everybody's going to say yes. Why wouldn't you? It's kind of a silly question, but that's what a converting sales funnel looks like for your business. It's very similar to this elusive slot machine that I'm taking to Darren and Mike to in Vegas, where every single time you put in $1 and pull down that handle, $100 is going to come flying out every single time. Well, you're going to stay there 24/7, right? Well, that's obviously an example, but that's a perfect example of what a converting sales funnel looks like for your business and does for your business.
That's right. All right. So let's get into, sorry guys, I'm still dealing with some tech stuff on here, trying to clear out this echo for you. So let me talk to you a little bit about what a sales funnel in the online space requires. Anything is going to require some technical knowledge when you're working online. But in the marketing world and in the sales arena, now we're also talking about design skills, marketing skills, as well as, of course, sales skills for that matter. And what we identified early on when we got into the space with this system was that most people who want to work for themselves, they don't have these skills in place. And it's just too much to try to do it on their own. They don't have the resources, they don't have the time, they don't have the money. And so for a lot of people, what that's meant is they could never really get into that space. And frustrating, of course, to say the least, right? So this is exactly why we built our system the way we did. We wanted to remove these requirements so the system would do the work for you. So now you don't have to be a tech guru. Now you don't have to have a business background. And now you don't even have to have a sales and marketing background, because the systems do the work for you. That's key. Now, it's not just about a system, though. It's about having a system actually work for you. So that's how we also take care of our people. We provide training and mentorship to help you find quality traffic and bring it to your business. But we also help you have systems in place to convert those leads to buyers and keep those leads engaged long enough in a relevant way so that they do become buyers for you. And that's unique for everybody. But more than anything, what we want to make sure of doing is providing you with a comprehensive plan and system to actually make sure that those leads are converting to buyers and you've got something happening in your bank account, which is obviously, of course, the ultimate goal. This, folks, I got to tell you, this kind of mentorship, this will save you thousands of dollars, probably thousands of hours of work, and could quite possibly even save you a relationship or two, just because of the frustration that you would go through trying to figure it out on your own. This is the value of working with a system that simply works for people. Okay, so that's the second pillar. Leanne, let's walk them through the third pillar, which really is the most important one.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. So let's talk about pillar number 3. It all comes down to finding the right people to buy, which is called traffic. Now, we've used that term quite a few times so far. So what traffic in the online world really means are just visitors to your website. Without traffic, nothing matters. I can promise you that. Not even that beautiful, shining, sexy, converting sales funnel. It doesn't matter. You must have traffic. It's just like a shopping mall, let's say. You may have the best stores going on and the sales, the best sales going on. Well, if nobody's going to the mall, nobody's shopping, so nobody's buying anything, nothing matters. Same thing in the online world. You've got to have traffic going into that beautiful sales funnel. But let me add one more word. It cannot be any traffic. It must be quality traffic. That's really, truly key.
Now, what the heck is the difference between quality and quantity? Well, let me extend that analogy a little bit here, guys. Essentially, quantity is when you got, say, 1,000 customers walk through your door. Great, right? Well, not necessarily. I mean, imagine you had 1,000 customers walk through your shop door and they're only spending $1 with you. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to be super tired, exhausted, even dealing with that many customers, and all you've got is really $1,000 to show for it. Quality traffic, though, is bringing in less customers that are spending more. So maybe he's bringing in 10 customers that are spending $500 with you instead. Now, suddenly we're making $5,000 and we're dealing with literally 1/100th of the same client base. Sounds a lot easier, right? Of course it is, folks. That's why working smarter instead of harder is so important. And that right there is why quality always trumps quantity. Okay, so here's a quick recap for you guys, those of you that are new here tonight. Basically, to get you into the online space, we got to first identify what the offer is you're going to take to market, then come up with a sales funnel system that'll introduce it to the market for you, convert those leads to buyers for you, and then initially Figure out who needs or wants it the most. That's the critical part here, folks. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier on, sales is really just helping people with their pain points, right? What do people need? The more they need it, the more they're willing to pay for it because it'll help them solve their pain point. And I'll use each and every one of you as a prime example, folks. I know you're all here tonight because you're looking for more time and money, right? Who isn't? Especially those of you in the 9 to 5 world still. So naturally, when you happen across one of our websites inviting you here tonight, offering you a chance to learn about a system that is allowing thousands of people to get out of that same 9 to 5 world and start to live life on their terms and maybe even travel a little bit and enjoy life again, of course, it caught your attention, right? It caught your attention because we hit you smack dab in the pain point. Even if you didn't realize just how serious that pain point was, here is a way to help you, right? Now, of course, there is no reason why you wouldn't come because it's a free webinar. But the beauty of this, folks, this type of model is it's the exact same system that all of these major companies are using and using it to sell products and offers with. They're hitting people in the pain points, providing a solution. It's that easy.
All right. Well, now you guys know the exact 3-step system to success that people are using that are making 6 and 7 figures per month or year. Because the beauty of the online world is there's no cap on your income. The sky is not even the limit. It is limitless how much you can make. You're the variable. You're the boss. You get to choose. Now, there's 2 really big problems if you did want to try to do this on your own, because you could try to start a business on your own online. And I know a lot of people who have tried this, but there's 2 really big problems. For one, it takes a lot of time just to figure out what software systems you need to pull together to start getting your sales funnel and your business built. And then at the same time, it costs a lot of money to pay for all of those software systems. And then on top of that, you've got to get it tested. Now, this is only to set it up. You're looking at conservatively $20,000, $22,000. We threw some numbers out here. These are legitimate numbers, but to give you an idea to set up an online business on your own. ClickFunnels, $3,600. Infusionsoft, $7,200. ClickMagic, $9,600. Easy Webinar, $1,200 yearly. I mean, you're looking at annually $22,000, and that is conservative if you were going to do it on your own. But we don't have to worry about that because you don't have to do it alone. We literally can save you the time, the headache, the stress, and like Mike said, maybe relationship by doing the heavy lifting for you and plugging you into our online system. You know what it really comes down to? Leverage. Working smarter, not harder. And if any of you are fans of Robert Kiyosaki, which I am, who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad back in 1997, made a killing off of it. Throughout these years, he's added co-authors to that same book, that same material. And he has basically refurbished that book, that same content, and made another killing. You think he spent 80 hours a week on that book? Probably not. He was using leverage. He was working smarter, not harder, and he made a killing. Perfect example. And that's exactly what we're talking about here.
It's pretty remarkable, guys, when you think about it. You know, honestly, I think this is one of the things that the wealthiest families teach their kids that the rest of us were never told about. You know, when I was a kid, if I wanted to get ahead, I always heard the same thing. You got to work harder. And if things aren't getting by, or if you're not making enough progress, you just got to work harder more. And if you keep working hard, eventually it'll work out, right? Well, wrong. You know, in today's world, the people who work hard, they're the ones that get taken advantage of, because the wealthiest people in the world, they understand that they need to leverage what's available to them. They are so shrewd at looking at what's available out there in the world, finding those systems, finding those products, whatever it is, and making them work for them. Smart people don't reinvent the wheel. They take a wheel and they make it work for them. It's that easy. It's just a different way of thinking compared to what the rest of us were told. So here's the deal, guys. Here's where it gets exciting. At this stage in the game, after all of these years, we now have a community of people that are no longer reinventing the wheel. They're leveraging us. They're leveraging a system. They're leveraging our experience, and they're making it work for them. Here is a community of people using our system to run their own business all over the world. And the best part about this is that these people, like you will now, are the ones who discovered how to make massive commissions thanks to our system, because of everything we've plugged into this, as well as the automation side of this. The reason this works as well as it does is because we've kind of ticked off all three pillars for you. Right from day one, we went out and looked at everything we could in terms of products that people were selling. What were people doing to make themselves money? We looked at the ones that were making them the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. We plugged them into this. But not enough just to have products, right? You need a system to convert your leads to buyers. Well, that's exactly what we've built here. A sales funnel system that is absolutely bar none and absolutely beautifully unique. But on top of that, you need to bring the leads in the first place, right? Well, that requires that marketing training that I was talking about a little bit earlier on too. So now we're helping people with the most advanced online marketing training that's out there. Training that gets updated on a daily basis to help you bring the best quality traffic to your storefront. Folks, the reason this works as well as it does, though, is because it's not only all three pillars, it's also the automations. And for those of you that have never had an automated business before, you've probably never made money while you're sitting on the beach sipping a margarita, or you probably never made money while you're sitting in the bleachers watching your kid's hockey game. Folks, that's the kind of life I'm talking about. It's not about whether or not you're at the office or you're at work doing what you do, 9 to 5, putting in hours. Now it's just about living, because the systems are working for you behind the scenes. It's a big thing to wrap your head around, but it is absolutely possible, folks. And we are here to show you how that works.
Okay, guys, but it comes down to really 3 little words, believe it or not. Are you ready? And I want you to answer that personally to yourself. Are you ready to find out how you can plug into this online system that is creating massive success? I mean, massive success for people all over the world, and allowing them to fire their boss and create whatever dream lifestyle that looks like for them. It's unbelievable. But the 3 little words, are you ready? It's something only you can answer. And I want you to answer it privately to yourself. Are you ready? Are you ready to change your life? And the answer is yes. Listen closely, because Mike's about to break it down and explain exactly how this works for you.
All right, guys. So when you join our team, here's what you get. Number 1, personal coaching and mentoring. Now, this is important because what we've found is most of the people we work with have never owned a business before, much less an online business. And so what we provide is not only personal coaching, but also a bit of a safety net. Every single person who joins us gets a mentor assigned to them, somebody that you can create a relationship with, and somebody who's that kind of point of contact in the system, just to kind of give you that sense of comfort level that you need when you're starting something new. But on top of that individual mentor, you also get plugged into a whole community of mentors. And the key here is now you're working with people who are using the same system, who can help you get results and learn from their experience at the stage in the game that they're at now, instead of ground zero, which is where you'd have to start out with on your own. Now, how do we keep you on task and how do we keep you on top of your game? Weekly masterminds. We have one on Tuesdays for the newbies and one on Wednesdays for the more advanced players. But then we also have regional masterminds, because of course we've got people in Europe and Australasia and North America and Latin America. And so we have regional masterminds that are absolutely awesome as well. Now, let me talk a little bit about the training. The training we provide is literally step-by-step video modules. And the reason we provide it to you in this content is because we've just found it easier for you to watch the video while you do the work. And we want this to be as easy for you as absolutely possible. Now, I'm going to say this one more time, folks. It's not just training. It's not just mentorship. It's not just a system and training marketing-wise. It's about the products as well. This is a one-stop shop, folks. It's almost like a franchise model without the massive price tag attached to it. If you don't have products, you're not making money, right? Well, the products we picked allowed us to crank out $1 million in revenue in this system in the first 30 days alone. That's the kind of progress that you want to make in your own business. So plug into it and start seeing results, guys. It's that easy. Now, I want to get a little bit more specific so you understand the value of what we're offering here tonight. When I say personal coaching, we actually start off each and every relationship with every one of you with a one-on-one phone call. Every single person who joins this system gets on a one-on-one phone call with somebody so that we can identify what your goals are for this business, where you want it to go, and come up with a roadmap to actually get you there in the shortest amount of time possible. Now, in terms of the resources we offer and the whole community side, well, the beauty of this is even though you're in business for yourself, you're never going to feel like you're by yourself. So if you ever do get stuck, there's a whole community now that can help you get unstuck. And in terms of all of the content, well, everything we do gets recorded. Everything is recorded and stored in one central member website so that if you ever need a refresher or if you have questions, you know exactly where to go, and all the content you need is at your fingertips. Regardless of what country you live in or what time zone you find yourself in, everything you need is always there. Everybody has equal access to everything. And the key here is really that the fact I think that we offer this mentorship. The mentorship is so beautiful because it's what pulls it all together. It helps people get plugged in and stay plugged in. It's nice to know you can always get answers from people, and it's nice to have that kind of refresh whenever you need it, just to build relationships with other like-minded people who are doing the same thing. And I skipped over this slide because it kind of stuck, but let me just reiterate the training and the advertising a little bit again here, guys, because it's an important point that we start everybody off on Facebook. And you might not understand why without me explaining that. Facebook is still the biggest game in town. There's billions of people who log into it on a daily basis. There is literally every single point of contact some people have had for their adult life stored in the database that we call Facebook. How they react to everything, where they visit, what they follow, what they buy, where they vacation. All of this is stored in one giant database that is Facebook. And we, as users, provide this data to Facebook on a daily basis for free. We don't get paid for it. But then what it does is it turns around on the back end and sells it to its advertisers. It's an absolutely brilliant business model, and it's very effective. So that, combined with the fact that it's got the biggest user base and the fact that you are probably also using Facebook, just means that you're going to have that much more confidence because at least you've seen this platform before, you've used this platform before, you're familiar with this platform before, and so you can sail through the training and the setup stages that much faster and just get to the fun part, which is really making money. And again, that's something that your mentor will help you with as you go through the system. Right, Leanne?
Absolutely. And see, you don't have to be tech savvy. I had to get off mute. Let me tell you something. I am so passionate about mentorship. It's very, very, very close and dear to my heart. But if you've ever heard the saying that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, I want you to think about that. So put yourself in the position. You own your own business. You own your own online business. You're surrounded by your mentor who's paved the way, who's made the mistakes, who will show you what not to do and show you what has been successful for them. So you're surrounded by that, but you're also surrounded by all of these other online business owners, like I mentioned earlier, that are on the same journey, the same road to success. There's no other direction to go but towards success. And I like to use my hands, so I'm going up because that's the direction that you will go when you're plugged in as an online business owner. I want you to visualize that. Now, moving on, you guys are getting the exact same system that I used to fire my boss in 6 weeks and 2 days, that everybody on this webinar and in this entire community is using to create whatever that dream lifestyle looks like for them. But again, why would you want to do it on your own? You know, we threw out the numbers conservatively, and I say that conservatively, $22,000 just to set it up. But that does not include a lot of things that Mike just talked about. That does not include the tens of thousands and thousands of dollars that we put into the training site now. That does not include the oh my gosh, the mentorship. If you're going to hire a mentor, outsource a mentor and hire them, you're looking at about $450 an hour and you don't have to do that. That does not include the bi-weekly masterminds. That does not include the recorded masterminds. That does not include the business groups that you're going to be added to. And that does not include the community that you're about to be added to. You are going to be blown away. So the good news is we promise to save you money and stress and time. So we're offering this to you for a one-time membership fee of $149 only. Oh, did we lose Mike? Oh, okay. I think we lost Mike. So I'll just continue on. Looks like dropped off. What you need to do next, if you guys see a button, I don't know if he has popped up the button or not, but if you see a button, it says join our team. You press that button and I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. You join our team and you will be automatically added to our community. We automatically add you to our community of over 33,000 people. I will tell you that. You will be automatically sent all of the videos that we talked about that we want you to go through and really dive into and go through as many times as you want to with whomever you need to go through them with, whether it's your spouse, your partner, whoever you choose, and go through them and really, truly, truly, truly understand the business model and the business system. And so here is your chance. If you are ready to change your life, if you see the button, join our team, I want you to click that button so we can add you to our group. You will be blown away by all the information that you're going to receive. If you are ready to change the direction of your life, you're sick of your boss, you're ready for change, you're an action taker, and you want to start making more than what you know you deserve to be making, join our team. That's what you need to do. Now, it gets even better than that. I'm going to give you a real quick recap of what your one-time $149 gets you, okay? Access to the Sleeping Giant products that we talked about earlier that pay those huge commissions, access to the advanced Facebook advertising, access to the bi-weekly masterminds, and the ongoing mentorship, because we really don't go away. You're stuck with us. And then our automated system, of course, we're going to plug you into that. And then on top of that, I haven't mentioned this, so this is the exciting part. You guys also get your very own branded sales funnel. And what a branded sales funnel, it's converting, it's tested, it's making money. But branded means it's personalized. It's like handing over an online franchise to you. Everything about it is yours. Your name, your photo, everything is all yours. Oh, and I see Mike and Darren are back. Everything about it is yours. So if you see the button, then join our team. Like I said, everything will be sent to you. Now, it gets even better. We have a refund policy where once you join our team and all of the information is sent to you and we plug you into that private group that we told you about, then you have a full 30 days to go through all of that material. Like I said, with whomever it is that you choose to go through with. And we want you to really understand not only the business model, the business system, but the commission plan, because you want to understand how much money you can make. And that's just the reality. We want that. And I'll be honest with you, if for some reason during that 30 days you decide, hey, this isn't for me, doesn't happen very often. But if you do, send us a message and ask for your $149 back. We'll give it back to you, no questions, no big deal. It's fine. It's all right. It's okay. And the reason we do this is because we don't work with everybody. And that's the honest truth. We are truly working with serious action takers, people who are ready to draw that line in the sand and change their life. Now, the other caveat to that is after you've had your coaching call, at that point, it definitely becomes non-refundable because we've really taken a look at what's going on in your life. How did you get to this point where you are now? And what are your goals? And then we create a personalized strategic plan that's going to get you there as fast as possible. So at that point, it's obviously non-refundable. And before I turn this back over and you get to hear from all these wonderful people, I hope, Mike and Darren were here. Now they've disappeared. So you may or may not get to hear from them. But I want you to know that if you are sitting here and you've watched this presentation and you have butterflies in your stomach and you have that feeling of maybe this is it, maybe this is real, maybe I should give this a shot, take it from me, take a leap of faith and hit that button, join our team. You have absolutely nothing to lose. And I can tell you, had I not been so scared, but I did it anyway, and I hit that button, I would have never quit my job in 6 weeks and 2 days. I would have never accomplished things that I've accomplished in 3.5 years. And now look at where we are. And Mike and Darren are back at perfect timing because now I am turning it back over to you. So you can now hopefully hear from these other people.
Awesome. Thank you, Leanne. Thanks for walking everybody through that. Guys, this is awesome because what we've tried to do is just make this as painless for you as possible. Not only do you get a 30-day window to check out all of your information and to really decide if this is a good fit for you, but you also get added to the community while you're watching those videos. So you get everything sent to you right from the get-go so you can make an informed decision, watch it with whomever you want to make a decision with, your significant other, your kids, whatever you like, and then really take some time and really decide if you're ready to get into the online space. The website you're making the purchase on, completely secure. We've set it up so not only is it a secure website, but you can pay with your credit card, a prepaid card, PayPal, whatever, again, you're most comfortable with. But I can tell you this, folks, once you do take that step, this is the start of something that's big. This is life-changing. And the reason it's life-changing is because we're in this together. When you click on that button, you're part of a team. You're part of a team of proven professionals that are working online, getting results, and making things happen, regardless of where we live in the world. If that sounds like something you'd like to be a part of, well, you're in the right place, and that button is your first step, folks. So I'm going to get Darren to share maybe that link in the chat roll again, just so that it's available to everybody. I'm going to hit the mute button here. It sounds like we're getting a little bit of feedback from somebody's side here.
Shared it.
Perfect. Thank you, Darren. So I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to get some of these other presenters on here, and we're going to hear it straight from the source. So let's see here. Let's see. Chicago, why don't we get you guys on here first? Because I know you got to get out of here early. You can tell us a little bit about your story and what this business has been able to do for you.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Chicago, and this is my husband, Rajesh.
Hello.
We live in Vancouver, BC. And currently, we are in Japan visiting my family. And because of this business, this is possible. So we're going to be here for a total 6 weeks till the end of this month. So that's one of the things that we created for ourselves by doing this business, having this system. And I'm 51 years old, and you're 45.
46.
And then just before we got married, just before we started this business, we got married. So we got married a little bit later, and we look at our lives, and we both are working hard. I'm a therapist and healer, and I'm passionate about healing people. I feel that that's my mission. But reality was that I was working 7 days. He was working almost 7 days, even though he's home, like he's working from home. And we just exhausted and like we got married. Like, what we gonna do? What we gonna create with this limited time and limited income? So I knew that I have to do something different. And one day, I found this Facebook ad, and really, like, I felt this butterfly, right? Like my gut was saying, check it out. I couldn't ignore it. I kept thinking about it. So I watched the webinar like you guys are watching now, and it's just everything was resonated. I was just so excited. And then I told him, like, I just can't ignore this feeling. So let's take an action. And he's like, let's do it. So we took an action, and then what we saw was just perfect. Like for us, it was perfect. So let's start. So we started this business 2 years ago. And exactly last year, 1 year ago, we were here as well. We were here for 3 months, spending amazing time with my family, and because of this business. And then our business actually was growing while we are here a lot. The business was growing a lot. And then we came back to Vancouver. And I really thought about what we really want to do. And then I had this dream, big dream, just dreaming. I'm a dreamer. I was just dreaming. And at the same time, I thought this is not possible. But I declared it. You know what? We're going to do this. So we are creating a retreat center in one of the Vancouver Island. And we're going to build a house, huge house that I envisioned for a long time. And we're going to provide healing and music and amazing food. That's what we want to do. So this business was the amazing, perfect vehicle for us to generate that kind of income to manifest what we really want to do. So that's what I want to share. And then he has other things to share that happened to us like a miracle.
Yeah. So, hi, my name is Rajesh, and I'm 45 years old. And we've been married for a little over 2 years. And we started this business right after we got married. And so Chicago is a therapist and a healer. And I'm a chef by trade, and I own donut shops in Vancouver. And because of this business, I now have an opportunity to take more time for us as a couple and more time for family. And as we've grown, we found ourselves wanting to grow our family. And because we're a little older, we can't have kids on our own, and we've got a lot of love to share. And because of this business, we have the time and the freedom necessary to adopt a child. So we did. We're in the process of, we are in week 4 of education, and we're going to, at some point, probably like early to mid next year, increase the size of our family by adoption. So we are extremely excited that we get to live all of our dreams because of this business. We get to have the family we want. We get to be a contribution and have a healing house for families that want to do that for themselves too. We get to really follow our dreams, and it only happened because we said yes. And it just makes me present to the power of yes, because we said yes a lot in a very short period of time, and now we got everything that we could possibly want. And we know that if there's more that we want in the future, we can create that too, and that is as a direct result of what we do in this business. So yeah, that's what we want to share by being on here today. So we thank you guys, and thank you for having us, and thank you for listening.
Fantastic. Thank you, folks. Kathleen, Nick, would you like to hop on next?
Yes, we'd love to after we turn on our microphone. Hope everybody is doing fantastic tonight. Yeah, we're super excited to be on and share our journey with you with this. So this is Nick, and I'm Kathleen.
How's it going?
And we took action. We watched this webinar back in
almost 2 years.
December 2017, right? And so it was very similar. Technology has changed, and this system keeps up with it. So even the webinars keep up to date. So it's pretty amazing with that. But back then, we sat down, we listened to the webinar, and we thought, what do we have to lose, right? I looked at him and he's like, sure, like $149. We get the training. If we don't like it, we can refund.
Yeah, it was a bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
At that point,
no risk, really.
I think the big thing here for us is, family, and many of the
Yeah.
people watching, many of the people involved. When it comes to why you're going to sign up or why you're going to look into this more,
We have
one of the
3
big things
kids.
that we see is family. So
Yeah. We had 3 kids, and we wanted to have our family young, and we thought, we were kind of living in a pipe dream, raising children, thinking this is going to be fantastic. We're going to enjoy every moment of it, and it's going to be easy. And it's not. Like, it's
then life goes bam.
Yeah, and we realized there's a lot of costs to raising a family. We're feeding 3 more mouths, daycare fees, sports activities. Like, oh my gosh, there's a huge price tag to having a family. And not to say we do not regret it. We love our kids to death.
I think like the point we're trying to get to is like we were at a point where we weren't spending a lot of time together.
We weren't doing what we sought out to do. We weren't enjoying them.
Yeah, exactly. Either Kathleen was working or I was working. Kathleen, she's one of these many people that is a job quitter now, we're happy to say.
Yeah.
Myself, I'm a firefighter, and being a firefighter, I've been blessed with a schedule that makes me available to my family. So now that Kathleen's here at the home, attending to our business for the most part.
Actually pretty happy to leave the job I was at. I was a healthcare assistant. It took a lot out of me. I was taking care of super elderly, super sick people. It was starting to get depressing. I loved helping people, but then I had the kids and the family, and my priorities changed. So, it was a feel-good job, but then I was coming home and I wasn't able to give to my kids because I was giving it all day at work. And so that's where I really hit a roadblock. And, we thought, I felt guilty for not loving that job anymore, but we changed. We evolved as human beings. Our priorities changed. My kids became our number one, and we found this kind of.
I think, yeah, essentially like they were always our number one.
Oh,
so.
You're my number one. they're my number 1.5. But
well, listen, we were at a point where something had to change, something had to give, and this opportunity, it fell in our laps, through a friend of mine and a coworker with the fire department. And we've been blessed with this. We rolled with it. We said yes. We hit that button, and we checked it out. And
it was one of those opportunities that if we didn't take it, we would always be wondering what if.
Yeah.
And I think like through our lives, if you're 30 or late 20s and above, you have a number of those like, what if I did this opportunity? What would my life look like? And this was our what if point. It was our fork in the road. I couldn't let it go. Like I couldn't. So we couldn't. Save me.
So,
but,
so we don't take everybody's time.
Mhm.
But major things here is that, Kathleen's been able to stay home, quit her job. We're making more money now than both of our incomes combined from before, which is a huge bonus because not only are you going to stay home and have more time with your family, you need the income to balance that. And, big things like putting our kids in sports. This year, we're able to outfit our kids with snowboards, and, we live close to the Rockies. So now we can actually embrace that and go, take them out, because at the end of the day, it's all memories that, that we want to build for the future. Because when we look back, money's great and all, but personally, we want to have those moments with our kids and be there to share those moments as a family. So how we're going to do that, we're going to make an income. you know, we have like there's no ceiling to it, like Leanne said, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And
we just have before
Yeah,
I
take
sign
vacations.
off, because your time is valuable, and these guys. So I left my job 6 months into this. I was able to match my income. We just started January 2018 is when our business got up and running. We matched our income June 2018. I signed off work July. And this year, January, we've been making a solid 10 grand a month, which is insane. That's an insane number, I know. But it's real, and it happens with this opportunity. Super blessed for it. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Anyways, thank you for your time.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. All right, let's get Karen and Wade on here next.
I think we were okay.
Hello, you guys. Can you hear us?
Yep, you're good, folks.
Hello, everybody.
Awesome. So we're Karen and Wade. We are both Alberta born, Alberta raised, from farming families. Wade and I actually just got together 5 years ago as a couple, but we were babies together. Our parents were friends way back in the day, and we were raised as children together until I moved away to Grand Prairie.
Yeah, we're everyday people. I love farming. I was on the farm most of my life. Oil and gas since 2005, I guess.
And I was an interior decorator. I had a brick and mortar business in Grand Prairie for a lot of years.
And we're job quitters. Don't hold that against us. We're quitters.
We celebrate that every day. So I actually left my job in December of last year. And Wade and I have been working full time in the online business since April. And we live in our RV now. Of course,
Yeah.
We're not in our RV at this moment. You guys can see that.
Yeah, we got a fireplace. Yeah, no, we're doing a little bit of house sitting. And just for all of you out there, we are not professional house sitters. So I'm sorry if we turned you down.
But we want to talk to you guys a little bit about our background and our families. As we said, we came from farming background, very traditional ways. Our parents worked really, really hard, and they taught us to work really, really hard. No matter what we did, we put everything into that. And a lot of that tradition was with regards to you get a job, you go, you work your butt off for a paycheck at the end of the month. And unfortunately, we've come to a point in the times that we're living in, no matter where you are, that paycheck isn't seeing you through the stack of bills. And Wade and I, in our mid 50s, early 50s, well, that depends how you
I'm
look
early
at it.
50s.
We're finding that we had no retirement to look forward to. We were stuck behind so far, and we needed to make changes. The internet is a big, scary place sometimes. And, we weren't tech savvy. We didn't really know what we were doing, but we came across this opportunity and we had to take a look at it. It was so important.
There's big things. A big one for me was we've got 4 daughters between 19 and 23 right now, 24.
Yeah.
And they're all going to get married. We couldn't afford to help them with their weddings. And that was a killer for me. And the other thing was I hadn't seen my grandkids for almost an entire year. And I told Karen, we got to do something. Something's got to change.
We were constantly saying goodbye to each other, and our grown kids are scattered across the province of Alberta. It was taking us hours and hours to go and travel, and we couldn't get the time off of our traditional jobs to go and see our kids. And that was the biggest driving force for us to really take a long, hard look at working online. And we have so much to celebrate now. And one thing, there's a lot of things, but here I am. I'm starting already to get emotional about this. But the fact of the matter is that earlier in the webinar, when Mike and Darren were mentioning that this changes lives, it so much does. And the ways that we want to talk about that also come back to our traditional past and our old school way of being raised, because no matter how hard our parents worked, there were meals at the dining room table. And there were community halls that our families all went to dances to. Wade and I both remember the music would be playing, and our parents would put us on the jackets behind the band to go to sleep. It was family time. We had Sunday dinners, and we had that. And now, the reason why we say that this business is changing lives is because we're doing that. Wade and I travel in our RV. We have done that full time since April. And in that time, hun, do you want to just talk about some of that?
Oh, well, we visit. I mean, we play crib every morning. That's how we get our life in order. We have a game of crib. We talk. We have the time for that. One of us isn't running to catch an airplane or a cab to get to work. We've spent so much time with our grandkids, our kids, and new friends from actually the business community whose house we're invading right now. We're not really squatting. We're kind of taking it care. But it's just absolutely changed our lives. We're going to head to Soyuz to get out of the weather here a little bit.
Yeah.
We're probably going to take a little trip over to Vancouver, come back for Christmas, go to Texas. We've got, while we're driving, even if we don't got internet service, the business is still working for us in the background. And we pick and choose our times when we are working.
This fall alone, too, we have friends that have been friends for 23 years. And for the very first time in that time, we had the opportunity to go and help them take off their crops and help them with harvest. People reach out to us with family, friends, and they say, can you come and help us? Now we get to say we can. We don't have to say no to our kids. When they call and say that we need you, Mom, we need you, Dad, we get to go. That is why we chose online. Not to mention,
I want to touch on a couple things here because
okay, we have a few things.
Yeah, just two quick things. Is Mike and Leanne mentioned about mentorship and the 149 to join. It unbelievable value. There,
So
I don't even
much.
understand how we can get the support, how we can get all the training, how we can get everything done for us for that one time. Hey, I just don't understand it.
It's fantastic.
And you're not only getting your mentor, you're getting the whole community of support. It's like-minded people, and everybody wants to support you. The training is phenomenal. The resources are incredible. Maybe Mike and Darren can explain it to me one day how they do this for this.
It's big value, you guys. And so we encourage you to click the Join Now button. And honestly, we're not just changing our own lives here. We are every day helping others to change the way they are living.
We love that.
We're bringing this available to the generations that are to come as well. Our kids will get to benefit from the changes that we made because this business is available to them too.
They already are.
They already are. Yeah.
So in closing, thank you very much, Mike, Darren, and Leanne, for actually changing our lives and to our mentors.
One more thing I just want to add is, so since working full-time on online business since April and traveling in our RV and going wherever we choose, and like we said, we take our business everywhere we go, and it works when we're having fun. But also we have, as of late, been consistently making 5 figures every month. Our incomes are completely replaced from before, and we couldn't be happier.
Have a
Thank
good
you
night.
so much.
Awesome. Thank you, folks. Well, it's a really important point that you raised there, Wade. And maybe I'll just touch on that real quick. I think really the benefit of joining a system like this and a community like this is that you're plugging into such a massive marketing beast, I guess we'll call it. And everybody who joins basically gets the benefit of volume buying. So it's a fortunate position to be in. Whereas if you were to do it on your own, you'd be looking at all of those costs that Leanne walked you through, plus everything else that comes up. And that's the beauty of the online world. It's never just a short list like that. It just keeps going on and on. So that's another reason why you don't really want to do it on your own. Good segue. I like it. Tanya, why don't we get you on here next?
Awesome. Yeah. Hi, guys. Super excited to be here. As you can see earlier this evening, I have a 2-year-old here, and I am also actually expecting my second child. Here, I'll try to give you guys a shot of the belly in January. So at that point where I go to the mall, I was at the mall yesterday, and all the old ladies were stopping me and telling me about their pregnancy journeys, and everybody but can't help but smile at a pregnant lady at this point. It's really endearing. So yeah, a big part of the reason why I came into this business is because of my kids, just like, a few other people that have come on the panel tonight and talked about. I joined when my little one was about 6 months old, and really the biggest reason was, like the other two said earlier tonight, kids are expensive. We had our first one, and all of a sudden the debt load just started to pile and pile, and it was either starting to look at selling things or try to find a way to move ahead in life. So yeah, I had a variety of I have a variety of work history background. I was in the construction industry prior to having a family. And when I was in the construction industry, I decided that I was going to take my real estate license, and I figured that was going to be a really great way for me to make an income and still have a family, because in the construction industry, I was working pipeline and, one sec here. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Keeping it real here. When I was in the construction industry, like I said, I got into real estate, figuring that was going to be a really good way for me to be at home and support the family. But the thing was, my husband was still working away, and soon into real estate, I realized that it just wasn't a good option for me. I was in a new area. I was putting in a lot of hours trying to figure out, or putting in a lot of free hours just trying to build my clientele. And so I knew I needed to find something different. I might have to cut this short, you guys, sorry. Keeping it really real for you guys tonight. So yeah, that's what kind of brought me into it. And it's been an incredible journey for me. The community has been definitely one of the most amazing parts that have carried me through this whole process. But yeah, you know what? I've kind of just lost my train of thought. I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry, guys.
That's all good. Thank you, Tanya. I think, the best thing we could say there is it's a good thing when you're at the office and your kids are interrupting you. I think there's a lot of people that would be very jealous of you right now. That's really the whole point of the whole thing. So you can get back to just being back in the household, being available for your family. That's why we love this so much. Let's see here. Let's get somebody else on here next. Janet, why don't we get you on next?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Can you hear me?
You're good, Janet. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Janet. I'm here to share my journey so far. It's been emotional. I joined this business last year. I haven't seen an advert that said to me that my circumstances would change. If I joined the business, it was so positive for me. I tapped into the business and I've had no regrets whatsoever. I did mention that it's emotional. The reason is, as I moved from England to Canada because I wanted a change for my family. And the main reason was the fact that the cost of living in England became unbearable, very, very difficult. I moved on, all because of money, all because I wanted time to create a new and stimulating environment for my family. I left 6 siblings behind in England, a mother who visits England on a regular basis. In my pursuit to make something in life, moving from one continent to the other continent, I lost contact with my mother, who means so much to me. For 4.5 years, I didn't see her, again because of money. I'm glad to say that I came into this business. I'm doing beautifully well. I live in Canada, but as we speak, I am in London again because I paid for my mom to come to England, and I paid to come to England to see my mother. I gave her a surprise on Sunday when I landed on Saturday. She wasn't aware I was coming to London. The expression was priceless. Sorry. Sorry, I knew I needed to effect change. And there was no way, and I repeat, there was no way I would have done this for my mother. She's in the bedroom now. It's after 2 in England. I would have woken her up to come and see. If not for this business, there was no way I would have made it to see my mother in England. I am so confident, so happy, so grateful that I'm part of this community. It got to the point I have applied for those who work in Canada, you know what VRWW means? It's voluntary reduced working week. It's something I never had confidence to apply for, but I confidently applied for VRWW because of this business, because I know I'm making more money. I'm making so much money in this business. I applied to come to England to see my mother. It means so much to me. It means so much to me. So I'm in England. I'm having a nice time with my siblings, with my mother who's next door, who's sleeping. You know, I'm not being paid at work, but this business is paying me. I'm running my business anywhere I go. Even while I was on the plane, I got notification. You know, there is still success, people joining the team. One thing I love so much about this business, I work as a full-time psychiatric nurse in addictions, which we know is very, very demanding. But this business is a global business that goes anywhere with me. It doesn't interfere in any way with my clinic at all. I can run this business anytime. Sometimes I put in 3 hours, but then you don't have to put in so much hours at once. It affords me so much time. I can go into and run my business anytime, anywhere. I love this business because the system works in the background. It doesn't distract my life. It doesn't distract me from being a wife, from being a mother, from doing what I'm doing. This community is amazing. It is amazing. I've met like-minded individuals who are making me progress in this business. What I love most is the integrity. The support is second to none. When I have questions, I approach one person because I know nobody's an island. And I have questions once in a while. I ask one person and I have tons and tons of individuals respond to this. I can't follow this business at all. Sometimes my husband calls me and like, I'm at work and he says, hey, I've got to check in the post. You've got to check in the post. And it's like a check in the post. For me, I call it a pleasant surprise. So my daughter was unwell a few months ago. I took time off to be with her. I went back to work and I was told that I wasn't going to be paid for those days I took off. It didn't really bother me because what happened, I got more than I would have been paid at work. This business has given me so much confidence in myself. It's given me so much joy that I can even come back to England now to see my own mother that I hadn't seen over 4 years. What I'm saying now is for those who are watching now, $149, $149 will give you peace of mind. $149 will bring a change to your life, to your children, to generations to come. $149 will change so much in your life that you've never expected. It's an amazing community. I can't fault it. It's changing my life, my children's life. I was even able to pay part of my daughter's tuition fee in the university. She didn't have to apply for any loan. I've got peace of mind, whatever I'm doing. And the fact that I can come and see my own mother, that means so much to me. And last year, I wouldn't have been able to do that if not for this business. So there's so much positive things to take away in this business. I'm grateful I'm part of this community. I'm grateful to Leanne, to Mike, to Darren, to the mentors, to everybody in this community. I can't fault it. I have time for myself. I have time for my husband. I have time to do the things I love to do in life. I don't have to kill myself and work extra hours because this business does what I want, and I'm very, very grateful that I found it. So for those of you who are listening, do your due diligence. You are in the right place. When I say you are in the right place, I mean you are in the right place. This will make a change for you. Think about it. I moved from one continent all because of money, all because I wanted a better life for myself. And the pain is nothing compares to that pain. Leaving my siblings in England, moving to a continent where I knew nobody. But I'm grateful again that after 4.5 years, this business has allowed me the opportunity, given me the opportunity to come and see my own mother. It means so much to me. It's very, very emotional. Come off the fence, come into this business. It's a win-win situation. There is no way you are going to lose. The community is just amazing. I'm saying again, I can't fault it. We are a battalion of individuals who are get towards success. And I'm saying to you, we sing success. That's the only song we sing in here. I've met so much people. We're now sisters and brothers. It's just fun. When I flew in on Saturday, we had arranged to meet at the O2 Arena. And these were individuals I'd never met before. It was a beautiful feeling. Just 2 hours after I landed in England, I went straight to the O2 Arena. I was really excited. I felt like a baby, meeting new people that are in the business, but I'd never met. They came from outside London. We met. We had a nice time. We masterminded and everything. You know what? We are expanding. We are expanding. We are everywhere. We are genuine. What you see, what you hear is what you get. You come into this business alone, but I can assure you 100%, you will not be alone. You will not be alone. We are a shoulder to cry on. We will rescue you. We'll support you. We'll provide everything you need. Jump on the bandwagon. You are in the right place, and I wish you the best. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mike. And
Awesome. All right. You're so welcome, and thank you for being so genuine. That was a beautiful story, and I hope you savor every moment while you're over there. Have a penguin cookie for me. Fernando, let's get you on here next.
Hello, everybody. Good night. It was very emotive to listen our companion, because I am in the same situation. I am immigrant too. I came 8 years ago to Canada. I left my family. I left everybody. I left even a house that I lost, but it's okay. It's the life. And my situation in Canada was not easy for me. Even when I have 2 degrees, university degrees, it was not easy for me. I am single. I have a little daughter of 6 years old, but I was only finding jobs in factories, working from 6 o'clock in the morning until in the night. My daughter was in the daycare all day. So one day I say enough. I'm not going to answer more questions to anybody. My sister, I am lucky because my sister and me was looking full time. Well, we was looking a solution. We was looking very long time until we found this system. In the beginning, I recognized I was suspicious, of course, because internet is full of it's the world. It's a mirror of the world. It's a mirror of the humanity. So you have the best and you have the worst. So you have to be very careful. But I love internet. I have to recognize I am a techie. I am a nerd. I like the technology, and just I dedicate time to explore, to investigate. You have all the time to do it, and I found that this is a legal system, and it's made for real people. And the best is that you are never alone. So now I work 2 hours every day, sometimes less, sometimes more. The days that I want, I have time for my daughter. I have time for the most that I love after my family. That is my creativity, my personal projects. I can do that I want. I can work when I want, and the best is I am my own boss. So that is invaluable. That have no price. I decide when I want to work, how much, or how many, and that's all. So everything that I have to tell this night is, if you don't want to answer questions, if you want to be your own boss, this system is the best you can find. For me, it has been the best. I checked time ago different systems, nothing worked until I found this. And this system really works. You work on internet. I work in my house. I am not a laptop. I prefer my desktop computer because with a lot of screens, I really love that. And I sit here every day. I check my news. I check my business is in the screen and my news is in the screen. Or the opposite, doesn't matter. Even I work in the system watching a series in Netflix, and I do. And seriously, it's the best I couldn't find in my life. So thank you very much, Darren. Thank you very much, Mike, and thank you, everybody. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you, Fernando. All right, Sukhvir, bring it all home for us. Sukhvir, can you hear me? Oh,
yes.
Oh, good. Your video is frozen, but we can hear you. Go ahead. Oh, maybe we lost her. Shoot, I saw she was popping on and off quite a bit. All right. Well, Darren, we might have lost Sukhvir, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to just take off this headset, and we're going to see if we can get you in here
without an echo.
Yeah.
Great. I think it is echoing.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, Sukhvir, are you back?
Yes, but I guess my screen is frozen.
Okay. Well, why don't you just
speak, and maybe your camera will catch up. Go ahead.
Okay, one sec.
No, we might have lost her. Okay. All right. I think we did officially lose her. All right, Darren.
No, well, you might as well use the headset. It was echoing when you.
Oh, no, Sukhvir. All right.
Finally. Okay.
Go
Hi,
ahead.
guys. Hi, everyone. My name is Sukhvir. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I actually had been working in dentistry for 11 years. But for last 1 year or so, I had been looking for some opportunity to do something at home where I can be available for my daughter more than usual. But when I came across this opportunity, it answered all my questions. It said, I don't have to chase family and friends. I don't have to be available for my clients all the time. I can just be there whenever I need it. I can work on my own schedule, and there's no selling involved. There is mentorship. There are people available to help you whenever you have any questions. So it was like, okay, this is what I wanted. This is what I had been looking for. And I watched the webinar. After watching the webinar, I did not wait a minute. I just jumped in right away. And the training was so easy. It was literally just by following steps and just copying whatever was on the screen. So it was like a dream come true for me, honestly. That's what I had been looking for last year or so. So I finished my training in 2 weeks. And the best part is I had never owned a business before. I never knew how this thing works, but online world was a dream come true. So I finished my training in 2 weeks. And my daughter actually loves my business more than me because she knows that mom is available for her whenever she needs me. I can be in the school. I can be there to attend her performances, her sports, anywhere she needs me. And that was the best thing ever. And actually, my plan to retire before 40, I can see it coming true soon. I am quitting next week, so that'll be my 6 months in the business. I could have never imagined quitting my 11 years of job just in 6 months of being the business. That was the best thing. And so now when I get my paycheck from my job, it doesn't excite me anymore because I'm making more than what I make in my regular job in a monthly basis. I'm making that, sometimes I receive that in a day. My biggest day so far was over 3 grand. That is my regular monthly paycheck from my job if I work full time. And actually, so from being full-time employee, I went back to being part-time, just working 3 days in 3 months being in the business. I could have never imagined that. So that was the best thing. And last month was actually, I spent so much money last month. It was my daughter's birthday. I bought MacBook Pro. I bought PS4 for my daughter. And then we had a grand birthday party for her. And we shopped for more than $3,000 for her in 1 month. How can you do that with a paycheck when you're working on hourly basis? So slowly I can see all my dreams coming true. That was the best thing. And that's all. I mean, I can't imagine all this. I can't believe that I've found this business. That was my dream come true. That's all. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And congratulations. You're on the cusp of becoming a job quitter. That's exciting. Folks, this is what it's all about. We've got one more person who's going to come on here. I know Tanya's going to try and come on and just close up a little bit. She's had a couple more thoughts she wants to get across. But while she's coming on, I want to just first of all congratulate those of you who have actually clicked on the button tonight, taken action, and decided that you want to check this out. Folks, you've literally heard from so many different accents tonight, people from all over the place that are using this system and in different places. The whole thing that I want you to get out of this is that it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, any of the rest of it. All that really matters is, are you ready to do something different? As they say, nothing different can ever possibly happen until you actually do something different, right? And I get it. The online space is big, scary, unknown. But at the end of the day, folks, you've got to dip your toes into this because you know that everything has moved online. When was the last time you made an online purchase? I know for me it was today. And for most of you, it probably was too. If not today, yesterday. Everything we do has moved online. Online banking, post, everything. And so I guess the real question I want to leave you with, those of you who haven't clicked on the button yet, is why haven't you moved online? And I honestly do believe it's probably just because you haven't figured out the way to do it yet. You haven't found a safe way to do it, a way to do it with experts who can help you actually achieve results. And that's really what this is all about. So congratulations to all of those that you did take action. One thing I will say is for those of you that have, one of the steps that we're going to ask you to do is actually to friend your coach on Facebook. So as soon as you click on that button, we send you an email with the links to the videos for you to watch. And while you're watching the videos, we add you to the community, and then we actually ask you to friend your coach so we can get you into that community in the first place. What we found is there's a lot of people who use a different name on Facebook than they do in real life. So if you're one of those people, for whatever reason, protecting your privacy or the rest of it, just make sure that you send a message to your coach, letting them know the name you use to make your purchase, as well as the name you're using on Facebook, just so we can connect the dots. And it's not just a random friend request that they're getting, because our coaches get a lot of friend requests. And that way they can make sure they can get you into the group as fast as possible. And the group really is an important step for you, because it's where you get to meet us. You get to see the people we're working with. You get to see the size of this thing. And I think the biggest message there is really that you can see that we're just real people with a real business getting real results. So do your due diligence, check out the community, and just make this work for you. Rock it out of the park. I'm so excited for each and every one of you. It doesn't look like we're able to get Tanya on here, so we'll just cut it out there. And we're about 10 minutes, just a little bit over. Thanks for bearing with us through all the tech issues. And I thank each and every one of you for your time. We'll catch you on the other side. Good night, everybody.
Good night.